It's your girl Neff from the Bury, and we back with another episode of Logical Minds. It's episode 46 in this cut, yeah. So I am so sorry. I have to take accountability about this because it is literally Monday. So I technically skipped all of last week because last week was so much. Like, I was so busy and I did not prioritize recording. But we are here. We are trying to get this uploaded and mixed and mastered today. Word. How you guys been? I've been coolin', chillin', vibing. You know, it is now the official last week of April. So, you know, and it's like now getting hot. Where I'm living now, it's getting 75, 80, you know, it's getting hot. And, you know, all the tree nut, aka pollen, is just getting all over my cars and shit. And it's like, I'm like washing my car. Not that consistently, but every time I wash my car, the shit gets dirty quick. So it's like, the sun's out. Yay. Anyway, so let's get right into the episode. Oh, and I also wanted to mention, today is April 29th, and that makes it officially 1 month since Cowboy Carter dropped. And I love the album. Every time I listen to it, I be in the gym listening to it. I be literally just like doing my natural like thingies, and it's playing. I'm on the road and it's playing. It's such a beautiful album. Every time I listen to all the songs, it's just it's like butter to my ears. Beyonce, you did your big ones with that album, and when you announced that tour, I definitely am popping through. And I will not be like I was when it came to Renaissance. Because when I came to Renaissance tour, I did not listen to the album prior. But I am definitely listening to Cowboy Carter, that motherfucker on repeat. Okay? Okay, now let's get right into the episode. Oh, and I do not have any incense today. Oh, I forgot to grab my kombucha. It's okay. We just won't have it for today's episode, okay? But that's crazy, though, because I got new flavors, and I've been literally patiently waiting to open them up. But it's okay. It's okay. We don't have it. We'll just get into it. So, first and foremost, I wanted to speak on the protests that are going on all across the United States at the universities. It's all kinds of universities. It's Ivy League universities, and just regular universities. They are protesting on behalf of the Palestinian people. It's Free Palestine. Israel is occupying their land, and they're trying to destroy what's left of the Palestine and their people, and they're acting as if they don't exist. They're being very evil about this situation and very inhumane, and the US is acting like we aren't supporting this. Like, there's a foreign aid bill that literally just got passed, and they gave 15 point something billion to Israel. And what is it for? More guns, more bombs, more weapons to clear out where the Palestinian people are living in right now. And they're not even living in houses. They're living in tents. They're living on the streets. They're not even allowing people to send aid to them, like actual like food, care, clothes, medical assistance. Like, they're acting like they don't exist. They're acting like they're not a part of the world that we exist in today. They're like, you know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy that when it comes to how loud we speak on this, how loudly we say Free Palestine, they act as if we're being anti-Semitic, which is crazy because now you're just name calling. Because what you're doing is more than just name calling. You know, you're supporting a genocide. And then what makes it worse is you're throwing God in it. You're throwing the Bible in it. You're throwing the religion in it, and it's disgusting. And it's a bad taste. I am ashamed to be human. I am ashamed to be living amongst this world alongside people who co-sign and are doing this. Like, we have military people killing innocent people because it's a fucking plan. It's a, what's the word called? Like, it's, instructions. These military people are given instructions to destroy these innocent people's lives. And in America, the universities I was just stating on, and these are people my age. I'm not in school, so I'm 22 years old. It's people around 18 to 25 age range are in school. Not all of us, obviously, but, you know, majority of us are. And they're literally using their privilege to speak out on the genocide that's happening in Palestine. And we live in America. They say that our First Amendment right is freedom of speech, meaning we can say anything that we want. And protesting is exactly that, especially peaceful protesting. We always have to say peaceful in front, just so that people understand that it's not like these protests are out here making so much of a noise that you have, that you have to revert to being violent towards these people. No. Where they're protesting is on campus, a designated place at that's on campus to be able to protest. And what does the United States government do? They send police officers. Oh, and let me make this connection. All the police officers that we have in the United States are trained alongside the Israel police officers. Anything that Israel does, the United States does as well. Okay? I need y'all to understand this. Like, this is not no joke. This is not a game. This is real life. You got college students using their privilege, using their right, using their voice to speak out. And the police that the United States government send to silence these students, they place them in jail. Oh my God, it gets worse. The universities are suspending those students who are protesting so that they are deemed as trespassing, so that they can get taken away by the police and get arrested. They're getting arrested for simply using their First Amendment right. So what are the charges? What would be the charges? And what would be the charges for the school to suspend them? Interesting. And then on top of that, the students that are getting arrested are children of the United States lawmakers, politicians, lobbyists, those who are in control, those who are in power, those who have the power to literally stop all this, but they won't because they have other peers that are being manipulated by these higher powered people. You know, the president, what's his name? The president of Israel, Netanyahu, that weird ass name. He's sitting here trying to tell us Americans that what the students did to protest were the same. Like he I'm sorry, this ain't funny, but because I literally said it in my head, and it's like, this is the world that we're living in. Like, this is not a movie plot. This is real life. This is not a movie that just dropped. The president of Israel literally said that what the United States students, college students, are doing, it reminds him of the Nazis taking over and taking the Jews. Oh my God. So you're telling me people who are using their First Amendment right reminds you of Jews being disrespected and murdered by the hands of the Nazi people. Let me tell you something. You are exactly correct in your statement, but you are absolutely wrong in how you said it. The police officers that are arresting the protesting college students are the Nazis. The police officers are the Nazis. Not the students. The students are completely innocent. They're using their privilege to speak out on an issue that we've been speaking out on for years. And I'm saying years because there's people who've been speaking out on this for years. But me, I've only been speaking on this for a couple months. And this is where we're at. Right? When we're using our First Amendment right, when we're protesting, now we're getting compared to Nazis. And isn't it ironic that Israel makes it so, like, Israel brings up the Holocaust all the time. And every time they bring it up, I'm gonna have empathy. Because at the end of the day, that shit was wrong. But it does not take away what you're doing in present time. It does not make what you're doing any less right. It does not make it right. It does not make it okay. This is not violence plus violence equals more violence. The Palestinian people were not the Nazi people that destroyed most of y'all people. Why aren't y'all in Germany doing this? Why aren't y'all getting y'all licked back in Germany? I'm confused. And it's crazy because we got the older generations of people sitting here looking at us Gen Zs. I'll even throw millennials in there a little bit, but I'm mostly speaking on Gen Z. They look at us and go, oh, they're going to save us. Oh, they're going to make sure that we're okay. Oh, they're going to make sure this. I'm disgusted. I'm disappointed. Because you're older than me. You're waiting for young people to save you? No, we're saving ourselves. You guys can still save yourselves, but y'all make this storyline in y'all head that y'all feel like, we're old, we can't learn anything. We were corrupted, we can't. Oh my God, I'm disappointed. I am not here to save nobody, bro. I'm here to save myself. And I'm here to help other people understand that they can save themselves as well. We as Gen Z keep asking the right questions. We are the most curious generation. Like I've been saying, since I was young, I've always been a curious person. I've always asked questions. I've had plenty of adults made me feel shameful for questions that I had. Made me feel like I was stupid for asking questions. I need more information so that I can understand what's going on. So if I'm asking you as an adult and I as a child, why are you getting upset at the question instead of just answering the question? You're acting more of a child as like me. And now that I'm 22 years old and I'm still in that presence of that curiosity, I'm always going to ask questions when I feel like I need more information. And if I feel like you're being disrespectful based on my question, I'm going to get disrespectful with you. I'm not going to sit here and let you take that. I'm not going to sit here and let you disrespect me for your own ego. No, I'm going to match your energy. I don't give a fuck. I don't care anymore. Because I have a mouth on me and I have no problems using it when I know that I'm using it to defend myself. Period. So back to what I'm trying to say is, you guys are literally trying to say, oh, the young people are going to save us. You guys are like, you guys are losers. You guys are pussies. Like, you guys are grown ass motherfucking people, and you have the young kids who are going to school paying thousands of dollars to get an education, and they're using their privilege to speak out on a genocide. And you guys are still submitting to the program. You guys are still submitting to the program. You guys are submitting. You guys aren't questioning anything. You're just taking what they give you and keeping it pushing. I'm not doing that. The government does not want us to be aware. The government does not want us to know the truth. That's why they do so much bullshit things to keep us from learning the truth, such as propaganda. A lot of people from outside the U.S. look at us as if we're these problematic people, that we have no morality, that we have no sense of self, we have no sense of culture, no sense of understanding how the world works and all these things, when that's not true. Now, I'm not speaking for all Americans, because y'all know in America this shit is divided. We have the white Americans and we have the black Americans. Then we have other people, of course, but that's just what I'm just trying to just make it in these two little boxes right now. Because y'all sit here and act like the black Americans move like the white Americans. There is some black Americans that do that. But not all white Americans even move like all the white Americans that are causing the problems. There's some white Americans that are allies to black Americans and other minority groups in America. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot going on. You just need to be here to know what they're spilling on the media, on the news outlets and stuff. It's bullshit. It's literal bullshit. And we know it's bullshit when they give us the bullshit from y'all country. Like, we know they're literally telling us lies when it comes to where you're from. And I'm speaking to those outside the country. So why are y'all not giving us that same fucking grace? Like, we are not our government. I am not my government. I do not agree with what the government does. The government does not represent me. The government has never represented me. I commend all the students that are using their voice to let it be known that they are not in agreement of what is going on in this world. The U.S. government does not care about their people. The U.S. government only cares about money, power, and I can't even say respect because they don't even respect themselves. They only care about money and power and status. That's the only thing they prioritize. And when they're met with a generation that does not prioritize those things the same way they do, what do they use? They're using force, like the police officers are being violent. They're being violent towards the students getting an education, the children of those who are in power. How are y'all gonna go about this? How are you guys gonna go about this one? This is what influence looks like. This is what having a moral compass looks like. I'm not afraid to speak out on these situations because I have my own voice. I'm not speaking on this situation because I know it's going to be valid. No, I'm speaking on this because this is how I truly feel. This is how I truly feel behind this situation. Because if I was in school and I was told that there was a protest to be made about this situation, you would see me at the forefront. Because this is something I genuinely believe in. But I'm not in school. You get what I'm saying? I dropped out in 2021. It is now 2024 and I created a podcast. I spoke out on Free Palestine 6 months ago. And look where we're at now in today's time. I'm still going to speak on it because I'm not being influenced by somebody else's group of people to tell me how to feel. The U.S. government and the Israeli government are going straight to hell. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Because y'all are not utilizing peace. You're not utilizing love. You're not utilizing positivity. You guys only care for your people and your people only when everybody in this world was born here for a reason. Who are y'all? Like, that's why I'm like, let's really think about this. Those who are really in power, why are they in power? Who says that they're allowed to be in power? Who's the head honcho for real? You get what I'm saying? There isn't none. It's a social construct. It's some shit that us humans created. And they use violence to keep themselves in power. The U.S. government, the Israeli government, the French government, the UK government, those governments that are the big dog governments, they use violence to stay in power. So now that it's the election year, right? I don't even know if I can show this to y'all, but I'm going to show it to y'all. I don't give a fuck. This is the official ballot of the presidential primary election. This is the example. It's this big ass sheet that they sent me. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'm going to read it off to y'all. Surprisingly, when it comes to the list of those who you can vote for the president, Trump ain't on here. I didn't think he was. I thought he was going to be on here because this is a Maryland ballot. So I'm thinking. I don't know. We about to enter May. They say May 14th is when you can start, because this is like the build up of who's going to be the last two. Feel me? Let me read out the options that are present in front of me. First one is Joe Biden. Fuck you, Joe Biden. I'm never voting for you again. I voted for you in 2020 because I did not want to vote for Trump. And I'm definitely not voting for you. Fuck you on the dead homies. I don't give a fuck. The second candidate is Dean Phillips. I do not know who that is. I'm going to have to look that person up and do some research. The third candidate is Marianne Williamson. Nice to see a woman on here. Don't know who that is. And I'm going to have to look her up. So as of right now, there's only 3 candidates. And like I said, I'm a little bit surprised that Trump isn't on this ballot, because I definitely seen that he wasn't allowed on certain ballots, but I thought it was specific to like 1 or 2 states. I did not think it was going to affect Maryland, but good to know. Good to know Trump is not on here. Okay. And we are not voting for Trump. I'm telling you, I know I was saying Kanye and shit, but clearly we now know Kanye is not being he's not being no president. He's going to do exactly what he needs to do, which is be a creative, which I'm not mad at. I'm definitely not mad at. So like I said, we are not voting for Joe. Joe is not going to represent this country anymore. Joe is definitely not somebody who I would vote for the representation of the American people. He's on his way out. Dude, you're like in your 80s. It's like, yo, you need to just sit up, camp somewhere, and enjoy life, honestly, because you're a puppet. Look, I've been seeing videos of Joe like doing those like meetings, and he'll literally just go like this. Like, he just looked real slow. Like, oh my God, it just looked like a battery is in his back for real. Like, he a robot, like an AI type of. Like, I remember when people used to say things about that, and I would always be like, nah, you guys are chatters, man. Now I'm like, oh wait, hold up. Nah, I think you guys were on to something when y'all said that, because remember when conspiracy theories used to be conspiracy theories, and now that things are getting exposed, it's no longer conspiracy theories. It's actually what the fuck is happening or happened. That's why I'm like, yo, get on the program. Do not sit here and think the government is your ally. Do not sit here and think the police officers are your allies. Do not sit here and think the politicians and the lawmakers and the lobbyists are your allies. They're not. They're not. Now, I'm not speaking for all politicians, all people in the, you feel me? Because I like to, me being me, I want to, assume that there's people who are in these spaces that actually care for the improvement of womankind. Honestly. Yeah, I don't say mankind. Men don't give birth, women do. Yeah. So for the, evolving of womankind, and for the comfortability of people living, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, being raised, and the whole concept of money not really being, not having to make it as important, and this, that, and the third. It's so crazy, because with the government being so money hungry, it's like you guys literally created the concept of money. You guys literally create money. Yet y'all talking about we need money. Like, this is the government talking about we're broke. We don't have anything. You guys make the money. Print some more out. What are y'all talking about? Oh, if we print more money out, it's gonna make the dollar go down in value. What do you mean? How? How is the value going to go down when we know we need the money to spend anyways? So how is the value going to go down? That's just gaslighting, manipulation. You guys are just trying so hard to make it seem like what you guys are doing is important when it's not. There's more important things, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even with the foreign aid I was just bringing up, they literally snuck the TikTok ban in there, sending $60 billion to Ukraine, 15-something billion to Israel, just to be like, oh, we're banning TikTok. Nigga, we're not voting for you. We're not voting for you. I'm not voting for you. What? With this ballot in front of me, all I can say is thank you for sending it to me, because y'all definitely didn't do this in 2020. Because 2020 was the first time I voted. Y'all did not send this to me 4 years ago, so that I can really see who's on the ballot, so I can really see who I would want to vote for. And I'm definitely not voting for Joe. Like I said, I'm going to do my research on Dean Phillips and Marianne Williamson. I'm going to do my research. And then, they also show like, senators and representatives in Congress and delegates to the Democratic National Convention District 1, things of that nature. And they put who was on Biden's team and who was on other people's team. I'm not voting for anybody on Biden's team. Lose me. You're just, no. This is a joke. This is honestly a joke. I can't believe this is real life. I can't believe this is a society that we live in. I can't believe that, things were worse back in the day. I just, that right there is just what really does it. Cause it's like, when you think about the past, when you think about the history, when you think about the real history, things were worse. And then you see things now, it's like, oh yeah, things are a little bit better, but things are still worse. You know, things are still worse. And it's just so unfortunate. I'm just grateful to be, involved in this. I've always been involved in elections since I was young. Like 2008, when Obama became president, was my first election that I was aware in. I wasn't aware in any other elections prior to that. In 2008, I was 7 years old. Yeah, and then I remember 2012, he got reelected again. And 2012 was when I was definitely aware of the election in 2008 because my parents were super happy when Obama made it. 2012, he got reelected. That's when I was around 11 years old. I remember I was in 6th grade, and oh my God, I had this white, she was my homeroom teacher. She was my history teacher. Woo! I remember when we were doing the Pledge of Allegiance, the next day that Obama won for the second election, there was this girl in my class. She was super funny. She was like, I pledge allegiance to the flag that Obama won. And I remember going, that part, like in my head, I was like, Obama did win. And she was pissed. She was pissed. It's like she tried to use her as an example. Like, girl, oh, you voted for that other dude. You voted for that other dude. You know, we were excited. It was exciting to see somebody that looked like us in office, you know, like they had daughters and everything. And it was like, to me, it was like, oh my God, this is kind of like our family. Cause my family was me, my sister, and my mom and dad. And that's what Obama and Michelle and their 2 daughters are. So, you know, it was just, But anyways, obviously being older, understanding that Obama was another puppet. Yeah, he was black, but he was just a black face, a black puppet. I remember for years, after it was like, Obama's still my president. Obama's still my president. He's definitely not my president. Definitely not my. I literally had to unfollow Obama because when I seen what he stated in what he posted on his Instagram about hold up. I'm going off the top because I remember, because when I was following it popped up in my timeline. It was this big ass essay about what he wrote about what was going on in Israel and with Palestine and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, even when you're not president in the current state of the government, you still have to dick eat and support. Like, you can't even have your own ideology. You have to have their own ideology or it's going to be claimed as anti-Semitic because, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been seeing this argument of people saying that, I'm not gonna lie, it was actually pretty comfortable when I had my mic on here like this. So we're just gonna put it back in here. But like, I've been seeing people with the argument of saying like, oh, why are black people being so loud about the Palestinian people and like the Palestinian people ain't being loud for us? They not repping black people. They not doing this. They not doing that. And I'm like, see, that's how you know you ain't doing your research, bro. In 2020, when it was the BLM protests going on, it was the Palestinian people that were providing information on how to protect yourselves with the pepper spray and the mace that the police were spraying, how to protect yourself from the rubber bullets that the police were shooting at people. They were putting us on game. They were putting people on game on how to go about certain things, and it all makes sense now because the way that their living conditions are, they literally had to learn. Like, they had to learn how to protect themselves in certain ways, and they definitely helped a lot of people with those information. So why would we not reciprocate that same energy? And that's what I don't like, black people. You know, black people, why do y'all act like we are the only ones getting oppressed? We are not the only ones getting oppressed. I promise you, we are not the only ones, but we are the main ones. We are definitely the main ones, but we're not the only. So we have to understand what it means to have community. We have to understand what it means to step up and to show up for those whose voices have been destroyed, whose voices can't be heard. If we're in America, why would we not use our privilege? Why would we not use our rights to help let it be known that somebody else is in need? Where is the empathy? Where is the empathy? You guys have no empathy. That shit is disgusting. I don't like it. Y'all sound just like the Israeli people when they talk about the Holocaust. You cannot sit here and use you cannot use something that happened in the past to what? Justify what's happening in the present? What type of logic is that? Because both events are wrong. And I'm trying to speak to say that we need to stop. There's other ways. There's other ways in trying to, how do you say it? There's other ways in trying to provide a solution in what it is that these nations are trying to find. Because clearly Israel is being like, this is our land. When in reality, it never was their land. The land that they're occupying, not even the land that they're destroying right now, the land that they're in is Palestinian land. And they took it from them. This has been an ongoing thing. Like I've been saying, y'all can go to my video. It's called Free Palestine. It was from 6 months ago. And this is the background of what's really going on. The Jewish people who were running from the Nazis came to the Palestinian people. The Palestinian people opened them up with open arms and they helped them out. And what did the Jewish people do? Poke the Palestinian people out of their land. And then they continued to take their land as if it was theirs, as if it was entitled to them, and then here comes the using religion and God and this to justify this, that, and the third. Y'all, the Jewish people, God said, this is our land. But there's people that live here though. If you want to say, hey, can we live here amongst y'all? Can we create something together? No, y'all said, we want to live here and you guys, we don't want y'all here, even though we came here for help and y'all helped us. Cool. Thanks for y'all helping us though. Like, we appreciate that, but we decided that this is ours and we're going to stay here. And you guys can't stay here with me though. You guys have to find something else. That's horrible, bro. That's horrible mannerism, horrible moral compass. God definitely did not tell you that. It was definitely the devil. Definitely the devil, because when y'all sit here and try to justify y'all evil ways through God, ooh, it's just very disappointing. It's very disgusting. It's very ugly. It's very ugly. I can't sit here and give it to you any other way. Like, I'm gonna just keep it straight. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like, it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. And this bullshit ass election that us U.S. Americans have to go through, it's going to be very detrimental, because I'm not Democratic or Republican. I thought I was Democratic until I learned the history of Democrats and Republicans. There was a time where they were swapped, where Republicans were truly the Democrat Party and the Democrat was truly the Republican Party. And now all of a sudden they swapped back again. Man, fuck both of them. Fuck both. Oh, yo, I'm independent. How about that? We need an independent president in that bitch. I'm gonna use code words when I say this, because I remember I definitely did bring this up before. Why is it that in history class we were taught about assassinations of presidents, but y'all don't think this is a time to, y'all don't think this is the time to really make that, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I'm not, look, I don't promote violence. Okay. I don't promote violence, but sometimes if somebody is always being violent, it has to be met with violence so that you can stop it and then create the new era. Cause when is the new era going to come? We're in the 21st century and we're still moving like it's not the 21st century. This shit is weird. It's weird and I don't like it. I don't like it. Well, like I said, I'm always going to keep us updated when it comes to these things and stuff like that. Shout out to the college students that are using their privilege, using their voice, using their rights, You know what I'm saying? Fuck 12. Fuck the Israel government. Fuck the U.S. government. I have no respect for both of y'all. I don't have no respect for y'all politicians, y'all lobbyists, all that. I have no respect for the police officer enforcement. Anybody that may know me that is police, trust that I'm speaking to you too. I don't fuck with you. I'm a civilian. I don't know nothing about having that kind of power and abusing it. I don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? You guys are power hungry, egotistic ass, narcissistic ass people. Simple. I mean, the action speaks for itself. And you guys act like, when people are using their rights, that you can just take them away. Like, who are you? You're a person too. You bleed just like me. You're gonna die just like me. But yet somehow, cause you got a badge, you think you're better than people. Okay. If that's how you want to view things, I can't force you to see it any other way. But yeah, let's get on to the next topic. The next topic would be, people pleasing is a factor of how white people and men choose to look at us. Okay. So let me break this down. Because like I've stated, I am a former people pleaser. I mean, I say former, I'm definitely still a people pleaser. I just have more control over it now. I just have that better lock on it than I've ever had before. So therefore I'm still a people pleaser, but I just know when to not people please. Like I'm learning to be more aware of what is people pleasing. Like what am I doing for it to correlate with people pleasing. So with this, breaking it down, people pleasing is a factor of how white people choose to see us. So me being a black woman, right? People pleasing for me definitely comes from how white people want us to treat them, knowing how they treat us. They treat us with no respect. They treat us as if we're not human. They treat us worse than they treat animals. And they treat animals really badly at that. They literally feel like our voice non-existent, our impact non-existent, our culture non-existent. Y'all, they act like what we do doesn't matter, but we have to act like what they do matters. We have to act like what they say matters. We have to listen to that's that people pleasing shit. Like we have to please these people for them to not look at us any other way. But even with pleasing them, they're still going to look at us like they look at us. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm a black woman, so understand the perspective I'm speaking on. And then on top of that, to digest more into it, people pleasing comes into how men want us to act with them. Men treat us horribly. Men treat us like our voice doesn't matter. What we do doesn't matter. Our impact doesn't matter. Our femininity doesn't matter. Our womb doesn't matter. Our anatomy doesn't matter. Our culture doesn't matter. But y'all care about how we treat y'all though. Y'all treat us shitty, but we need to please y'all at all times. That's that people pleasing shit, man. I just speak on it on race and gender. I'm a black woman, so I'm oppressed by the white people and by men. So therefore, it's white women, white men that falls into why you have to be a people pleaser. Because me being a black woman, let's just say I'm in a corporate job, right? I have to code switch to please those who are my peers. Because if I come in like, hey y'all, what's up? It's nothing to bury. Like, what's up? They gonna look at me like, whoa. This is a corporate job, ma'am. We don't do that here. We keep it respectful. We keep it professional. As if, yeah, what's up? Nothing to bury ain't professional. Why is that not professional? I'm introducing who I am and where I'm from. But yet you deem how my delivery was unprofessional. So therefore I have to go back to the drawing board, become a people pleaser. Hello, my name is Neff from the Berry, and I'm here to work. That's not me. That's the me you want me to be, because you feel like that's the me that needs to be what? Deemed as professional? Deemed as somebody that you can work with? Man, fuck all that. I'm not going to box myself in to please you. Me being a woman, I was on a wrestling team in high school. So I'll bring that up. I was on a wrestling team in high school. I didn't dim my light. being around a bunch of men. I didn't, I'm so little. I didn't do none of that. I was me, 10 toes, and I let it be known that I'm not intimidated to be the only girl here. I don't care, because I'm still going to be me wherever I go. You get what I'm saying? But you could use the example of a woman being a mechanic, right? That's a predominantly male space. Let's say you're going to school to become a mechanic. Let's just say you get hired to become a mechanic. Now you have to deal with men sexually harassing you, saying comments towards you which you know are disrespectful, but because you're the only woman, they feel like they're allowed to do so. Right? And then let's just say a man wants to get comfortable and wants to touch you and shit. To him, I'm being friendly. But to you as the woman, it's like, yo, you're not being friendly. You're trying to take advantage of me, and I'm trying to tell you no. And when I tell you no, that makes you angry. Men don't like being told no. Men feel entitled to anything that comes with a woman. So when a woman is standing up for herself, now all of a sudden she's deemed as masculine. She's deemed as unattractive because you want yes men, right? That corresponds to white people and men and white women, all them people. Y'all like yes men around y'all. Y'all don't like people holding y'all accountable. Y'all don't like to be held accountable. That's why other white people don't hold other white people accountable for their racist things, for their racist ways. That's why men don't hold other men accountable for their misogynistic ways. I'm not saying all white people. I'm not saying all men. Understand what I'm saying? Because look who's in power. Look who's really making the final decisions. Understand where I'm coming from when I say this. That's why people pleasing to me is so important, because I literally grew up with two Haitian parents, two Black Haitian parents who are from Haiti. They're not from America. So they instilled in me that I had to be a certain way. I had to speak a certain way. I had to move like this. I have to do this. I wasn't allowed to be myself. And when I was being myself, now they feel shame. They feel ashamed. They feel like, oh my God, I failed as a parent. I come from two Haitian people. I'm Haitian. That's what it is. But I have to act like I'm not Haitian when I go to school, though. I have to act like I'm not Haitian when I'm at work, though. That doesn't make sense. Because who is that helping? That's not helping me. That's literally me denying myself. That's me denying myself. That's me saying that I don't love myself. That's me saying I don't accept myself to please who? That's why when you keep looking for that validation outside of yourself, you're always going to, it's always going to lead you into bullshit. It's always going to lead you into heartbreak. I promise you, when that validation isn't coming from within, it's going to lead you to bullshit. That's why that people pleasing shit is that it's trying to get that validation of the person outside. Why do I care to be validated by white people? Why do I care to be validated by men? I'm neither of those things. I'm a Black Haitian woman. I validate myself. But as soon as I say that, now I'm looked at as difficult. Now I'm looked at as somebody who doesn't know how to work alongside people when I'm definitely a team player. I know who I am. What you say about me isn't the final say. What I say about me is the final say. And that's why I'm going to advocate so hard and so much and so consistently in knowing the damages that being a people pleaser does to you, because you're literally denying your feelings. You're denying yourself. You're denying how you really feel, how you truly want to show up in this world, because you're so focused on the outside when the inside is more important. What you feed in the inside is what's going to come out in the outside. I'm 22 years old, bro. I've gone through so many different spiritual awakenings within myself due to me removing that layer of not caring about what this person thinks, not caring about what this person thinks. And that caused me to be alone. I wouldn't lie to you. What comes with taking the path that I'm on, it comes with being alone. Because you have to love yourself enough to know that being alone is not something that's, I'm alone. I'm lonely. It's like, damn, you hate yourself that much that you can't even be by yourself. You gotta have a group of people to be around with all the time. You gotta be in a relationship all the time. You gotta be at the church all the time. You gotta be at work all the time. You gotta be surrounded by people all the time. You don't got no time for yourself, huh? And look how that shows up. It shows up in toxic ways. It shows up in ugly ways, bro. I'm just gonna give it to you straight. Like, cause I've had this level of self-awareness for myself, bro. People pleasing is not healthy. You need a balance. I understand people pleasing when it comes to like customer service. Like, this person bought a car, and when they got the car, something happened. You have to please them. You have to, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make it right. When it comes to things like that and other examples that you can use, I definitely understand. But when it comes to the expense at yourself, bro, it's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. I'm not going to sit here and pay attention to the opinions of others. I don't want to be in that space where I have to be validated by others. I don't want it. I don't want to do it. You can't convince me to do so. I choose not to do it. But I'm saying it like it's easy. It's not easy. This is a journey. This is a consistent thing that you have to do for yourself. You have to show up for yourself the way that you want others to show up for you. You have to do for you what you want others to do for you. And what comes before that is you doing it for you. And when you see yourself doing it for you consistently, you don't give a fuck if somebody's not doing it or not, because you're doing it for you. Come on, man. Look, at the end of the day, it's all love, bro. It's all love. But I have every right to be angry. I have every right to speak on these perspectives. I have every right to let it be known how I feel. Like, that's why I created this podcast. I'm not fiending to be on somebody else's platform to let my thoughts be heard. I'm going to create my own, and I'm going to say what I want to say. Simple. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to check out my Instagrams, Twitters, and the TikToks. And also don't forget my LogicalMindz socials. You can check out the pod on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay loving yourself and stay out the way. Do not listen to the masses. Listen to your heart. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your spirit. Peace, love, and positivity. LogicalMindz.